Hi, it's Paris from Epic Reviews, the health channel, talking about the next meal of the day, lunch. And for lunch, I like to have a hot meal. I find it tends to keep me feeling full longer. And so here's my solution to a quick 5-minute, no cooking lunch. And the heart of it are these guys right here. They look like the ramen noodles, which, man, those are oh so good, but oh so bad for you. What this is, it's beans. There's the 3-bean chili, here's a black bean. They do make some others, there's pinto beans, there are some others. I really like this 3-bean chili. The one downside of it is the amount of salt in it, a little bit high for what I would like. It's about 25% of your daily, what you should have is your daily limit, let's see, 590 milligrams. But having tried beans without any salt, if you want them edible, you got to throw some salt in. So these are great because you simply pull the top up. I'll make one here. Inside there's dried beans and the other stuff that they put in here, but it's mostly beans and seasoning. You put the water in, you put it in the microwave just as it is, set it for 3 minutes, you can walk away, you come back with the ding. The thing's going to be very hot, and the other thing when you're making it is you got to really put this lid back on after adding the water. Otherwise, even when you do that, sometimes it tends to boil over, and so whatever plate you have it in, get some of the seasoning in it. If you just put it in the microwave without any plate, you end up with your wife yelling at you for making a mess of the microwave. So I found to put this in a saucer basically. And 3 minutes, when that's done, the next component of this goes in, which is some cashews. I get these pieces because of course they're cheaper than the whole cashews, and we're not doing it for appearance's sake, we're doing it because they're delicious and they're nuts. These are the lightly salted, about 3 tablespoons worth of these. I add that in on top of the beans after it's all cooked, and while the next stage is in the microwave, the next stage being this. This is really interesting. I haven't seen any other vegetables done this way. This is a pack, well, it's 4 packs of frozen peas. Singles. So rather than, I used to have to buy a big bag of this and then I'd have far too many peas. I still have to do that sometimes with corn, but this, inside of this are 4 individual packages of peas that are just peas, I think. Yeah, there's nothing else listed in the ingredients on the back. So it's the perfect size. You put it into the microwave, 1.5 minutes. When it dings, you tear it in the corner, and then you pour it in here on top of the beans that are all nicely cooked and hot, and your cashews, and then you have the hot peas on top. And with a fork, mix it around from the bottom to the top, and it's incredibly filling, really, between the fiber in the beans and the peas for their taste, and the cashews give you some chewiness to it, so it's a very good lunch. This container itself is rated at 180 calories. The peas are rated at 70, so we're up to 250, and the cashews, it sort of depends on how much you use. If we say 3 tablespoons, which is 1 serving, you're at 150 calories there. So that puts us up to 400 calories for lunch. Last ingredient is carrot juice. Some people I know can't drink this. I mean, the taste is too blah. But I've always actually liked the taste of it. It is sweet. And 1 8-ounce serving is 70 calories. And I found that if I take my glass, this exact same size glass, and fill it up with 7 ice cubes, that I filled it up to about here, it's 8 ounces of fluid will fit in that, which is the 1 serving. So this is what my lunch consists of. I'll get it microwaving here and show you the finished product. Alright, just got it out of the microwave. The plate and the whole thing are very, very hot here. Let me make sure you can see it. Okay. I'm going to move it to another plate because it did boil over, which often happens, so I'm going to move it onto a clean plate. This one's really hot, but I don't know if you can see the stain from the seasoning. Oh well. And this should be good and smoking hot now. The key is to not have your hand immediately over the opening. When you open it, and all the steam comes pouring out. The paper does an amazing job of holding the heat in. Maybe you can see there the contents. I'll zoom it in and show you, because this all ends up at the bottom when I put all the other ingredients in. This is what the beans look like. Well, you know what beans look like, but anyway, they still have most of their consistency, so that's good. Now, the next thing I will do, as soon as I take them out, is this is the individual serving of these peas, singles packs. And it's just like microwave popcorn. This side up, you make sure they're not all wadded together, and you throw it in for 1.5 minutes, and there you go. You got your hot meal of peas to throw on top of the beans. Set that to the side. And we've got the cashews here to put in. 3 tablespoons, or you can sort of fudge it. It's easy to get carried away with cashews though. Man, they're good. Tablespoons shouldn't be that large. Other nice thing with this, no dirty dishes when you're done. Well, you got a glass, you got a fork, but there you don't have to involve any plates or bowls. Well, there is the one that overflowed. Basically, it's without creating much in the way of mess that you have to clean up. And so that's about halfway done. All right, the peas have cooked. The other thing that's similar with the microwave popcorn is this little bag blows up like it looks like it's going to burst, but it has a little vent built in to let the steam out. But it's just like microwave popcorn. Okay, we got our tier here, marker, and it's hot, and then steam will come pouring out of this when you open it as well. All right. Here's my puffy steam. And just pour this right on top. Okay, we filled the bowl most of the way up now. You just take the ingredients and mix them, pull up some beans from the bottom, pull them through the cashews, and pull some peas down to the bottom and stir it around like this. You end up with quite a lunch actually. A fair amount of food, really does fill you up. And it's the kind of food that takes a while to digest, so it lasts in your stomach, leaves you feeling full for a lot of the afternoon. The downside to it is the amount of salt in the beans. At least for me, I try to keep my sodium down, my potassium high. So this does have a fair amount of salt, that 590 milligrams, but countervailingly, carrot juice happens to be very high in potassium. My 8-ounce serving should have 540 milligrams of potassium. So that's 15% of my potassium versus 25% of my salt. But anyway, it balances out and it goes together real well. And this, if you're quick on your feet, you can have it ready in 5 minutes because you've got dump in the water, 3 minutes on this, then throw your peas in for 1.5 minutes while you're doing the cashews and pouring your drink, and when the thing rings, 5 minutes, there's your no-cook, very healthy, very filling lunch.